Gentlemen, it is back. This is a brand new Ymir series since, 2021 it's been, and if you've been keeping up to date with Ymir's Steam updates, a lot of new content has come out since then. The ones I can think of at the top of my head is the casus beli update with all the new war overhaul, the nation system being changed, you've got the tech update which changed how research worked, you've got the city-state update which changed a lot of the policies and actually making it now possible to play a city-state instead of playing wide and building lots of towns. So it's been 2 years, I'm back, and I'm very, very excited. This episode is going to be quite a short one, just getting started on the server, seeing what our spawn's like, getting the basic production buildings up, but it should be enough to create, hopefully, a very, very good capital for the long run. So let's see how we go. So getting started is getting our character and our nation set up. And this isn't something you can change. You definitely can't change your character, so the name, the portrait. And I know you can change the colours and the banner of your nation, but I don't know if you can actually change the name. So this is something that's going to stick the whole series, so it needs to be good. I know last time it was Castel with the pinky purple banner and the yellow, I think it was a lion. This time I'm going with the classic, my classic, which is the Barony of Redwood. So a name I've had for many, many years, but I haven't actually used in Ymir yet. So the banner, I want to get something like this, something like an elk or a deer. Again, going classic, go for a yellow. And then the banner, we can go for a red. So I think this is the sort of banner we had last time, this sort of pink, like reddy purple. Very, very similar, but who cares? It's been 2 years, I do not care. And then for the name, it's got to be Sir Bacon. Sir Bacon's a classic. I think we were Sir Bacon in the last playthrough. My mere profile picture, that is Sir Bacon. That's who we're going to be. That's Sir Bacon written up there. For the face, I'm not too fussed really with what we go for. We can... I don't want to be looking too mean. I don't want people to be scared of Sir Bacon. But I don't want him to look too silly either. I like to sort of go somewhere in between. So maybe something like this. Look at this guy, Sir Bacon. Looking really dapper. I like that. I'm going to keep it like that. So we've got Barony of Redwood. So I'm going to type in Redwood here. And then the final thing for us to decide. This is actually really important. This is all just cosmetic, or everything on the left. But this is our spawn. So the server launched about 30 minutes ago. So we really are hitting this fresh. So succession, colonies, and new leader, they're all unavailable. Primitive tribe is obviously the classic spawn where you start with nothing. You have no techs, you have no buildings, nothing. You have a little primitive tribe that you place on the map and that is it. So these climates, this is obviously the biome that we can spawn in. So if we get rid of all of these, and we can see our available start matchup. So this is actually a good thing if you're still new to Ymir. Maybe you didn't even know this and you've got a few hours in the game, but you can see how many good spawns there are for each biome. So that way you can see what the major biome on the map is. It's usually continental, which would be temperate, but some maps, for example, are tropical focused or cold focused. So if we look, tropical has 12. Arid has 64, so there's actually quite a lot of arid spawns. Temperate has 49, so actually arid is bigger than the continental on this map, and cold 54, so very few tropical spawns. The most spawns are arid, which I believe arid is arid and maybe Mediterranean? I can't remember, but it's definitely got obviously arid spawns. Temperate would be like oceanic and continental. So yeah, I'm not going to go for tropical because I don't want to spawn somewhere where there's very few places to expand. Temperate's actually the second smallest. Maybe that's where I go. I think I'll leave it on these three and we'll see where we get. Because I'm happy to go for any of them really. So, let's go. Greetings, Sir Bacon. After living as nomads since the dawn of time, living off hunting and gathering, your primitive tribe has finally stumbled upon a territory that seems worthy, which to renounce their nomadic ways. The time has come to settle down and build something significant to stand the test of time, and they have chosen you to lead them. They want Sir Bacon to lead us. That's how good Sir Bacon is, right? And there seems to be a decent area to do so, but it may be worth continuing a journey to find better lands, not advice for new players. That decision is yours. So, we've got someone right next to us. That's actually, no, that's someone who's just exploring, because that's not a primitive tribe, that's an actual warrior. I'm very worried about this spawn here, this arid lake. So that's actually where we are on arid. And we've actually got tropical above us, so that's not, I don't like that. I don't like being on the border between two very different territories, biomes, because obviously certain crops and animals can't be grown in different biomes. So let's say let's say in arid we're growing wheat. I don't believe you can grow wheat in the tropical biome. So that means that if we need to expand to that biome, we need to get a whole different food source. It just makes things very messy. But this is where we've spawned. It's a massive lake. I already don't like it. The reason is because it's got too much water. Having a good little source of water is really useful because it means you can have almost infinite water supply for that territory without needing wells. But this, it's got two good food sources. It's got lettuces here and it's got chickpeas here. It's got two decent food sources. Oh, actually, it's more lettuces, so it's actually got a lot of food. That's really, really good. And it's got a lake here, but the lake doesn't have any fish at all, so it's literally just wasted space. Because you need the tiniest sliver of water to build a water collector. So actually having almost half of the map being water just means you can't use it as farmland or to build on. And because this isn't defensive either, so it's not like we have a nice river that I could use as a defensive bit of terrain to block armies. This is kind of useless. In terms of actual starting though, it has got 2 hunter spots. It's got 2 hunter spots, it's got 2 food sources with loads of food. So it's good in that sense. What I'm thinking though is I could keep this as sort of like an early game hamlet and then maybe migrate somewhere else later on. Because also what I'm worried about is I am completely blocked in here. We've got this guy here, Mongoose, who's right next to me and I'm in the corner. What's stopping people blocking me in here? Later on when you can get countrysides, I am screwed. And in fact, I might then have to quit if you get completely blocked in and you can't do anything. So that's where I'm a little bit worried. Whereas if I go maybe here, I could sort of expand my countrysides into this area. But yeah, look, we're right on the border. This is arid, and this is tropical, and all of these up here are tropical. How far? Oh, you cannot move. Why can I not move? I can't lie, I did play a little bit of single player yesterday just to see the early game again, and I also could not move in the single player. So I believe that they've actually taken that out of the game, because I know when I used to play, you used to be able to move your little spawn and actually like maybe choose from 1 or 2 little territories nearby. Obviously you can't do that anymore, so this arid lake is where we're going to have to go, and like I said before, we will have to maybe start here, get set up, and then maybe migrate somewhere else. Or maybe we could, if we are okay here and don't get blocked in, we could just keep this as a hamlet. It obviously will be our capital, but then as we get later on into the game, and we can get another hamlet, we can make that our capital, and this is sort of like a backup city that has a few countrysides, maybe. Definitely a thought. But anyway, we're in. We've got our 20 porcos, 20 sows, 40 piglets, and 5 old pigs. That's our starting party. Now we need to name this city. And it can't be called the Barony of Redwood, and the capital be called Redwood. That doesn't make any sense. But this might be a bit cheesy. I'm thinking we name the capital. And again, if we migrate the capital to elsewhere, I'll rename that as what I'm about to say. But I think we call it Castell, bringing back that memory of that old playthrough, but just having the capital named as the nation. I think that's the way to do it. So, city's name is Castell. We've created it. Let's get in, because, as I said, the server's quite fresh. We're only about 40 minutes since launch. And when I saw, I don't think it's going to be a busy server. There hasn't been any updates out for Ymir since about February of 2023. So, there hasn't really been that like bringing in of old players back because, you know, there's new updates. The server had about 25 players on when I looked. Obviously, it's again 30 minutes old, so 25 players might actually be a lot, because that will, you know, bring loads of players back. Also, what the fuck? Why is it spawned all of them on the lettuce? That's just destroying all the lettuce. What the hell is this? This is terrible. Let's see if the lettuce spawns back once I destroy it. I don't think it will though. So I think it has just deleted loads of our lettuce. Because obviously this is lettuce that we again, that's right. I want to try and treat this as if everyone's sort of newer players. I can explain the game to a little bit. So this is lettuce that we farm with our gathering camps. But if you place buildings on the actual lettuce source, it will destroy. Yeah, so we've just lost all that fucking lettuce. That's a real piece of shit, I can't lie. Because that's like a gathering camp's worth of lettuce there. That's just gone, so we're not going to be able to farm that. Yeah, that's really annoying. Whatever. We at least have some extra up here, so I can't complain too much. I can't lie, in terms of how it is with food, it is a very good spawn. Like, to have a big food source of one, and then have a second food source that's also really big in size, that is really, really lucky. And then to have 2 hunting spots. I'm used to having just 1 hunting spot, I can't lie, so having 2 is really, really good. So already, we're coming in, and I've probably got about, what, 18 people working farming jobs, and then if I go hunting, I've got another 6, so a lot of people working food, so we should hopefully grow quite nice and quick. We've already got creating fire settlement done. The next thing is water for the tribe. So, water buildings. You want to space your water buildings out as far away as possible, because water can only be placed, yeah, you can see now it's light again, wide again. So water can only be placed like a certain distance, the water collecting huts. So if you space out your huts, you can get the maximum water consumption. So let's just get a few down for now. They're free to make. So yeah, pissed off that we've lost loads of lettuce here, but in the long run that won't hurt us too much. Let's get these as critical, because obviously they're food source buildings, so we don't want to have them unemployed. Critical here as well. And one thing I noticed again in the single player is the game doesn't automatically give you consumption of your food. So let's go meat and consume that first, because meat gives you the most food quality. Then we've got the meat. We've got water. We've got chickpeas here as well. Get farming that. Let's get all these buildings on critical. And we'll hide up. So that's going to get some leather, some meat. Where was the other one? Here it was. And actually, we only have 20 people, so all our jobs are taken up just with our food buildings. But that's really important, because that means then tomorrow when we come back, oh shit, I need to build more ground storage, don't I? So we don't actually have anywhere that's defendable apart from here. So funnily enough, where our lettuce is, this is actually the best place to build a base, because it's got a tiny little choke point here, so we can have the least amount of walls to wall this off. And then because it's all water, enemies would have to sail their ship. Well, it's only 3 tiles deep water, so these little ones here wouldn't be. I can just build extra walls. So all this deep water here, they have to have ships that sail over. Not ships, but a little like rafts that sail over. So my archers or javelinmen or whatever could shoot them. So this is actually a really good place. But we can sort of recreate that somewhere on the coast here. Actually, no, it's all pretty crap. Maybe on this beach we could have that. So I'll wall off a section of this beach and have all my government buildings here. That's what I'm going to do for now. Anyway, I don't think anyone's going to attack us anytime soon. If they do, that'll be a little bit surprising. So, water for the tribe done. Gathering done. Tools. We've done the hunting as well, actually. So that's a lot more civilization points. And it's actually given us them all now for free. So I might have actually rushed into that and spent a civilization point when I didn't need to. Or maybe, no, never mind. So, we've got that done. Now let's get our tool makers and flint workers down. Saying that though, I'm wrong. I said, this is like all the water space taken up. This is a terrible spawn. But actually, look how much flint there is. And if you're wondering, well, there's none, that's my point. That's very, very interesting, because all the continental maps I play on and all these Mediterranean maps, there's so much flint. I'd say about 40% of the map is flint. Maybe even half of the map is flint. Flint, obviously, not good for growing crops. So yes, we've lost probably about 40% of the map, maybe 30% of the map through water. But actually, there is no flint. What's the fertility like here? We have a look. Oh, wow! I am gobsmacked. 3 fertility everywhere. So there's no flint. It's all good growing ground for crops with 3 fertility, and then all of this space, because it's an arid and we've got a water source, it's 6 fertility. That is insane. And that's a lot of 6 fertility, actually. That's quite a big chunk of the map of 6. So I take this back. I take what I said back. This is a very good spawn. We've got 2 food sources, 2 hunters, really good fertility ground. We've got no hill for a base, but we can make a water-sided base so that they have to attack us from the front or they have to row around. This is very, very good. I'm very excited, actually. So the problem is that we actually have such a small amount of flint. We have such a small amount of flint. We might not be able to collect very much flint, which is not something I'm used to. I'm used to having just so much flint that it's just useless. But now, this is the only flint source we have. So we actually might be quite slow on actually making tools, which is, honestly, in my like 1,000+ hours, I've never ever struggled with flint, ever. But we've got 2 flint sources. That's it. That's insane. Yeah, because if we brought another one here, we're only going to get 0.6 flint, which isn't very useful. Or 0.7 flint if I place it correctly. So, that's not good. Now also, it's thinking, where do I build? Oh, sorry, we've got some flint down here, actually. Okay, we've just got enough flint then for 4 collectors. Just about 4 collectors. Yeah, okay. So we actually have 4 collectors. That's okay. That's bearable. Definitely bearable. So, where do I want to build my base? I was saying I want to build maybe like my government area over here. In fact, I could. Oh no, it's just too small to get a government building. But I could try and get maybe like a village hall or something here, and no one will be able to attack it if I have some javelin here. But anyway, I think because I want to try and leave as much of this space as possible for fields in the future. I want to try and build in areas where I'm not going to have farm fields. So on this beach, definitely want a small little settlement on this beach. This is a bit too thin, so I will have to just pick out a space. But I think from this beach, expanding out into sort of this area is where I'll just try and avoid having farms. So let's get a little toolmaker area set up there. Wood, we don't have too much, but we have enough that I can at least get some down. But we have very little wood for actual like long-term production, which isn't good. Yeah, let's get some woodcutters down. That's 2 woodcutters down. Stone, do we have very much stone? We do. We actually have enough to get a stone collector. Yeah, because if I can get one here, yeah, that's actually a nice amount of stone. Yeah, there's one there. So that's those buildings up and done. We've got some clay here for when we get our pottery. Let's see what people have said. Hi world. Okay, nothing useful. We've also got a message. Give rite of passage. Go for it. So that's our little base set up. We've got 3 food sources, meat, lettuce, and chickpeas. I have 3 sieve points left. Look on the map. We will start to see more people. And so they're actually exploring with one formation. That's interesting. Oh, I'm still a noob when it comes to exploring because the only time I ever explore properly is in the very, very late game when I've got like horse pigs and I scout out the map. I'm not used to really like rushing exploration because to me, I don't really care because there's no copper around yet. We can't see copper. We can't see tin, silver, gold. So why would I care about what the terrain is like around me? And I can't just pick up my base right now and move it somewhere. So I'm not too fast, but I will do a little bit of exploring. Looking, anything else we can build? No, we've got every single building has been built. Our mission is to get tools, so they'll be done in 20 seconds. So we will get some tools in 20 seconds. Let's get a new formation over here actually for our militia of 10 stone throwers. That's obviously going to be one of the missions. Let's do strategic tool. Let's take these guys and put them just on our little stockpile here. Let's get a new formation. I just want to. It's alright. I'll just put them over here. So we get a new formation here of army, poorly led followers, the stubborns. I like that, the stubborns. So this one, you need 10 warriors, I believe. You need 10 warriors, and then was it 3? I think it's 10 warriors and 3 carriers to have your army come up. So I'll be back in a second once I've done some of these little missions. So I'm just hiring my tool makers now. So with two tool makers, that should be enough to get one production of tools. Why are they not going in? They don't seem to want to work at the tool maker's place. Oh, we used up all our jobs for the... I think I actually should disband these guys for now. I don't think we actually have enough workforce to cover them. So I think we might get some more families come in or something then. I don't know. Let's just rush this for now. Yeah, we've got 20 workers and we've got 51 jobs. Oh my goodness. So let's set some of these jobs as low. So low. We definitely don't need any stone cutters just yet. This can go low. We can go low. I will put this one as high though, because we do actually need some. We need some guys there. Gathering camp, critical. This is about, yeah, we just don't have enough jobs yet, so we need to get this production of tools done. Because when we get a little bit further into this, we'll get sedentism, which gives us the ability to research houses. So that's where I want to end this video, is getting that so I can get researching for sedentism and get on with the game. Forced labour and everything has 14 scores. So at the moment, this part of the game, forced labour isn't a currency. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just maintaining its level. So sorry, it is a currency in this early part of the game, but it's not a currency you can bank. You can't buy stuff with forced labour. It's just like a maintenance, like balance. So at the moment we've got plus 14, but having plus 14 is literally useless. You might as well have 0 or plus 1, because we don't gain anything from having extra forced labour. We just lose the building efficiency. So let's set this down to 15 for now. Well, let's just say, we'll say 15 for now, so we get 5% more efficient buildings. We will need to up this though as we get more, as we get bigger. We'll need more buildings that actually then need maintenance. Or if you want to build any sort of military walls, you need the forced labour. But for now, we don't need it. I just can't get my guys to stay in those tool makers. I think it is because we just don't have enough workers. And I've set critical for all these buildings. And obviously we can't fill them. So I definitely want critical for my meat and leather, because we will need that leather quite soon. But for the other ones, just the ones that are generating farm food for now, I'm going to set down from critical. Just so I can actually get this bloody mission done. Because we need to progress the missions. If you're just sitting around and not getting these missions done, you're already going to be falling behind. Let's set these to critical. Okay, they're actually staying there, it seems like now. Now that I've done a little bit of management with the porcos. There we go, there we go. So that's given us 15 hammers, 15 flints. Wood, now we need wood. So let's unassign these guys. Let's set these guys as regular. Regular. Now let's go back to the woods. We need 2 woodcutters fully operational. So we've got these guys. Critical. Let's get these guys on. Oh, that's already 1.3 wood for just one. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. There we go. So let's set these guys back down to regular. Wood. Defending the tribe. So now, so I was wrong actually. You don't get your 13 army set up until you've done new ideas and knowledges. So I was actually wrong. So I was going to say you just have any jobs. Now, 5 farmers. In 48 minutes, we can start building houses. And that's a big, big tech for us. It gives us houses and the Elder Circle. The Elder Circle allows us to start storing knowledge to allow us to get more text. It basically just ups our total tech capacity. So that's really, really useful. And this tech, this idea as a whole, it's really good in giving us some extra wood, leather, and hammers. So, see you guys later on once we've got sedentism done. So, thank you guys for watching this episode. Episode 2, we'll crack on getting our houses done, getting more text done, and then hopefully we'll be one of the best on the server. Obviously, 20 score, but who cares? Still number 1. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in episode 2. Ta-ra.